Hello, freaks, geeks, nerds, and basement dwellers. Welcome to Scruffy Gaming. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And I'm gonna be sharing a hot take, a controversial point of view. I think that pilots are actually worse than marksmen. I think uh, players playing pilot offer very little to a game of squad. And, well, why not get into the rant? And what do I mean by this? It's kind of funny because last night played a game of squad and was on Gorodok. And I joked at the beginning of the game because I was thinking about making this video at the time. So I made a joke during the main phase there that chopper pilots are more useless than marksmen because all they do is waste tickets and they give away the location of every hab on the map, and especially sneaky habs set up behind the enemy team, right? And in that game, we won the game by 17 tickets, but we lost 12 helicopters in one game of random advance and secure on Gorodok. 12 helicopters. No marksman ever has cost a team that many tickets. Right? Pilots provide so preciously little to a game of squad. It annoys me. And I can do a J hook. I don't care because you bring so little to counter the messes you make. So how do choppers usually behave in a game of squad? I mean, think about it. If this is your point, this is the enemy point, they have a hab here, we have a hab here. What does helicopters do? Either they fly in over the action too low for some reason when they're scouting, and then they get shot down. Like I said, 12 choppers in one game of Gorodok. Or they fly in and hover over your defensive hab, so now the other team knows where they should run to find this hab because there's a chopper hovering above it. Or there's an active point. If you have the hab on the point, what do? They fly in on top of that hab on an active point and get shot down. Right? This is what choppers do. And this happens to me all the time based on my gameplay style. I like to try and come around the other team and setting up habs behind them. So if I'm taking a lodge, I'm taking the long way around, taking time to avoid the other team to come in to set up a hab behind the other team so you can preferably attack their offensive hab, their attack hab, and also make a push on the next point. What happens then? What does choppers do then? Right? What happens? You know that some goddamn heli pilot is gonna fly into this newly built hab that the other team has no knowledge of. They're flying in and then they're hovering above it, giving it away, telling the other team that there might actually be something going on over here where my team can threaten their hab and can threaten the point. Right? So I don't see helipilots actually providing anything of worth to the game in the way most of them, 90% of them, are playing. Can they scout out the location of tanks? Yes. When they do that, they provide valuable information to our team. If they're staying high, looking down, spotting movement, okay, I see a tank, he's moving over there, and then you can use that information to guide in your own tanks to deal with the other team's tank. Fine. If they do that, that's a good use of the helicopter and the pilot. But 90% of the goddamn time, they do this shit. They fly in over active points and get shot down. They give away the location of your defensive hab. They give away the location of your attack hab. And they fly in, hovering over an active point and get shot to bits. No marksman ever has cost a team as many tickets as a helipilot and has revealed the location of as many habs as helipilots. Helipilots ruin games, essentially, if you want to draw a line in the sand. They don't provide anything. Okay, quick transport maybe from one end to another. Yes, if you need to quickly, if you take this point and you need to move from up here all the way down to the next point, you could utilize a chopper to quickly make that move. Absolutely, that's another way they can be used. But how often are they used in these effective manners without all the bullshit in between? So they make one good move in a game and they spot one tank at one time. Sure, fine, but in a 1 hour game, you lose 3 or 4 of them, and that's a bunch of tickets, and they reveal 3 or 4 of your habs to the other team. I mean, it's too many bad decisions to justify 1 or 2 good decisions, right? Helipilots are worse than marksmen, and if you are a helipilot, you need to step up your game and actually contribute to the team. So we're using Yorivka here and one of the usual lanes here, layers. So what can you do as a chopper pilot? What should you do? Fly high and try and spot the vehicles, the other team's vehicles when they're moving the tanks. See if you can follow a Logi back to a hab or what have you. If you see a Logi moving from main, follow it until it reaches a hab, right? Keep an eye on the flanks where tanks usually like to travel, right? So you need to fly over here in these areas to keep an eye on movement and try and stay away from the action here where you are most likely to getting shot at, right? And like I said, be down here outside of their main. When you see one of their Logis coming in and then heading back, follow it until you find where they have their hab. Do not fly in low on top of all of these hotspots, these active points, because that is when you are gonna get shot down. And coordinate with a squad leader. You can actually be you can actually be very effective helping engineers. On this map here, if we're using this map here for reference, like we're doing. Say that you pick up a engineer and a squad leader. You fly all the way out here, set up a lonely hab out here, and just put down a fob, a radio, and you dump ammo on it. Now an engineer, if he brings down maybe an MRAP or what have you as well, he can now move back and forth and mine the crap out of every location here, taking out those Logis as they're moving back and forth, or a tank leaving main might hit one of these mines, since the engineer can now resupply on this fob that only has ammo and a couple of ammo crates. And you can then fly low out to the flank here, come in sneakily and try and resupply it. Maybe you can, the engineer can use his own Logi truck at some point, but you see how you can utilize the speed of the helicopter to set something like this up without stealing Logi from the team otherwise, right? And also, if his squad leader wants to use the chopper to put down a radio, again, take the long way around so they don't see you coming in, flying all over, flying across the active points. Then they'll spot you as you're coming down. Take the long way around and try and find a sneaky position where you can maybe put down a hab where they don't realize the chopper has moved in. This particular location might not be the best location for a chopper, but you get the point. Try and come in behind the enemy. Use the speed of the heli. And when you're gonna do these maneuvers, flanking maneuvers, you can't fly high. Now you need to fly low. You need to know what you're doing. You're gonna have to be at treetop level flying, doing these maneuvers to avoid detection. And then coming in, setting down the radio, quick dump, build, and leave. Don't dump ammo. You want to spend as little time on location as possible. So 600 build, hab, and ammo crate. And then leave. And if you want to resupply these sneaky habs, then the team will have to do it with the Logi. So a Logi can follow these routes off to the side, be undetected, and resupply. The chopper should only place hab and what do you call it? Ammo crate, and then leave to minimize exposure, right? Because if a chopper hovers in place over these radios, the other team, they are gonna just zoom in and wipe everything, right? So this is how I would like to see choppers being used. Doing reconnaissance from high above, looking for tanks moving on the flanks here, spotting the Logis as they're moving from main and following them back to a hab, and making longer maneuvers out on the flanks to set up shop for engineers and to hopefully maybe, if the situation allows it, put down a fast hab behind the other team so you can make a big push on another map on another point. Or also early on in the game, if it is advanced and secure, maybe for the hell of it, put down a hab close to a point that the other team has already taken. Why not? Because if you do win the big fight in the middle, then you already have that hab set up early on to make a push on the last couple of locations that the other team will have to defend. So yeah, that's what I think that helicopters should be used for. They should not be hovering over habs. They should not be supplying sneaky habs. They should not be flying straight across active points and get shot down. They should think about what they're doing, the pilots that is, and try and contribute to the team and not just waste tickets and not just tell the other team where all the habs are at. Because if you do that as a heli pilot, you are worse than a marksman in squad. I mean, if you are a pilot, tell the team what you want to do. I mean, why not tell, let's see here, the team that, hey, instead of you putting down a fob somewhere close to the point here, why not have a radio hidden over here where you can move in and say you dump ammo on that radio, and now a friendly Logi can move over here to pick up ammo instead of moving up to main. If you dump build on this sneaky radio, then a Logi can move out here, pick up build, and then quickly move down to use that build to put the hab closer to the active point. So the Logis don't have to move all the way back to main. We can use the choppers to resupply some, a sneaky radio out in the middle of nowhere, so the Logis don't have to make that big, long, arduous run back to main. They only need to reach the blue circle over here and then move down. And hopefully the other team will not be the wiser, since hopefully the choppers are moving away out of the way. So the other team, they're going to be focused on the points, so they're not going to move out here to look for a fob or whatever, right? So why not be proactive as the chopper pilot? Tell the team what you want to do. Why don't we put down a radio out here so I can dump ammo and build on that radio, and you can use the lodges to go over there to pick that shit up instead of going to main. And if you resupply on this point, you can then move down to continue the attack on the next couple of points, or resupplying the hab and what have you, without the chopper moving in and giving away the exact location of that hab. Just a few pointers. And that's it. The end of my rant and why I dislike chopper pilots. It's nothing personal. Of course, I don't dislike the individuals. It's just that choppers don't offer enough perks compared to all the damage they do in my world. People might disagree, and that's fine. But I mean, they do cause more harm than good choppers, if you ask me. The choppers, far more than marksmen do, because I don't think they're utilized in the smartest way during the games. Anyway, that's going to be it. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.